roast pork. It's okay, but if you want the crackling, you've got to do it as hot as you can. Now, I have tried it in a Ninja air fryer before on air crisp, but it doesn't go hot enough, so the crackling isn't crunchy. So it doesn't go hot enough. So I've gone back to basics, back to before the Ninja, back to before air fryers, and I use my halogen oven. So I'm going to get my halogen oven out of storage and get it back in. So with the halogen, you have got a lot more room to play with. I mean, this dish, for example, does not fit in the Ninja. Fits lovely in here. So I'm going to put that on the bottom there. I'm going to put the pork on that rack. So you're thinking, oh, it's going to hit the top. Well, cook it properly, and you'd be wrong. Because unlike that Ninja, who has limited height, the halogen oven has an extra extending hoop, which you put on that and on there. Now, crackling has to crackle for about half an hour, maybe not that much, but we're going to say half an hour, and it has to go on the highest setting, 250. And you do get used to the light. I know it looks odd, but you do get used to it, and it will go on and off. As it gets to the temperature it needs to be on, the light will go off, and if it drops the temperature, the light will come on. So that's going to be half an hour. The timers aren't fantastic on these ones, but there is only about 40 quid, so you can't expect the earth. So I'm going to have a look at the clock. It's 4:15, so I'm just keeping an eye on that, and we'll come back to that. Right, so the pork's been in about 20 minutes. So I'm going to have a little looky. What's what? Now it does take a bit of art to deal with the halogen lid. But we've had one for years, so I know how to do it. So here's my pork. You can see the top has crackled nicely. The middle, the meat itself won't be done at all. Now what I'm going to do here is remove the pork and put the roast potatoes underneath. I put that glass dish there to collect the fat that's run off the pork, so I'm going to deal with this now and show you what to do here. Now I did these roasters before. Anyone that doesn't know how to do roasters, there is a video on this channel, bits and pieces. So have a look. It is helpful, it is simple, and there's no art to it, except there is. So watch the video. These have been part cooked already. Just check out the video for the details, because seriously, it's simple and very, very effective. Now I am going to put a bit more oil on these. I normally do them in the air fryer, but because we're doing pork, the pork fat is absolutely delicious with roast potatoes. So I'm going to cook these now underneath the pork. Have I just dropped one? No, I thought I had. I'm going to put these under the pork. I'm going to lay the pork long ways now and use the extender ring again to pull this out and turn the temperature down from 250 to 200, and if I think my roasters aren't cooking fast enough, then I will remove them and finish them off in the air fryer. But I'm keeping them in that oil because it is awesome. So I've got all the flavour of the fat from the pork on the roasters, and I'm just going to go ahead and remove this meat and take the roasters out. I'll try and keep you in the loop, but can't promise as it will work. So here is the pork. There's the roasters. So I'm just going to chuck it in, fat and all. Put that in there. Out the way while I do this. There's the roasters. I'm just going in here. Fat and everything going in. I'll put greaseproof paper in the bottom. Just try and limit the mess. So they're going to go in there for half an hour probably. $20. Right, back to this meat. Right, just put it in there actually. Remove this. Put that back on there. We don't need the ring anymore because we don't need the height. We will just put that on, I'd say 175. Get on with it. There's potatoes there, ready to rock and roll. Now I've got my pork, it looks cooked, but I'm just going to test it with the meat thermometer. I would expect it to be 75 if it's cooked. I don't think it will be. It's not getting up to 75 quick, so I will have it in a bit longer. And the problem is you can't carve it as well when it's too hot, you have to let it rest a bit. But that's life. Sometimes you're not allowed to rest, are you? God, that tastes good. Not fat. Oh my God. Just go to another 10 minutes, say. Right, I'm just going to put this in again. $74.2. That's it. He's done. All these lovely fatty juices are going to go on these roast potatoes, isn't it? So what I do when I use the slow cooker, I always put more water in and what I need. And then I freeze it and use it for gravy when I'm doing fatty meat. Chicken has quite a lot of fat come out of it when it's cooking, and so does pork. So I like the gravy that I get with beef. So I use the beef stock. Sometimes pork medallions is really nice too, but today it's beef stock. So I'm just warming that through, and then I'm going to add it to my gravy granules because I'm not perfect. I must remember as well, even though it's not technically right, Yorkshire puddings. Oh, crackling.